Howdy ball, everyone. You're awake, all right? Having a good time? Not awake? Having a good time? Excellent. Again, thank you so much for coming. These Sundays roll around so quick, I think someone stole them a couple of days in the middle of the week somewhere. It just seems to be really, time is passing very quickly. Okay, so it's just the same Sunday. Kirtan. A little bit of guided meditation now, and a little bit of yoga wisdom. And then at the end, we have pasta. So let's do it. So yeah, I'll just take you through a nice relaxation and some Garanga breathing meditation, and then we'll have some more of our Kirtan. So if you like to, you can close your eyes if that's something that's conducive to your being able to relax and to meditate. Of course, the mind wants to take us on a trip all over the place. It's constantly jumping from one thing to another. So as we're going through this meditation, relaxation, it's really helpful to understand we're not fighting with the mind. We're really not trying to control the mind. Just let it do its thing. And there'll be different parts of the guided meditation where we step back from the mind. And then, even more important, is we engage the mind in the positive spiritual activity of focusing on mantra. This helps to calm the mind, purify the mind of all the pollution that's in there, and satisfies our hearts. So just to help us relax the body and focus the mind a little, we just begin with breath awareness, which is simply that. Let your mind focus on each inward and outward breath. Very gently, very easy awareness of each breath. After a few breaths, you can actually become more sensitive and aware of each inhalation. You feel it actually expanding your body. So become aware of that subtle movement of the breath and the feeling of the expansion of the body on the inward breath. And becoming aware of that softening and relaxation with each outward breath. With each breath, find how you're letting go of any tension you might be holding in your shoulders and arms. Just soften and let go. Also in the face, the whole skin and muscles of the face, you can soften and let go. If you're holding any tension, stress in the stomach or abdominal area and the muscles there in your stomach, just let it relax. Feeling the breath to be like a gentle wave lapping on the shore of a crystal clear lake. So feel that ebbing, gentle ebbing and flowing of each breath. Feeling the rhythm of your breath. we step back from the mind and practice silent witness meditation. This begins to free us from the hold that the mind has over us, as we understand that we are different from the mind, from the thoughts and the feelings, the problems, the fears, plans and desires. So you can mentally repeat this meditation to help enter deeper into the experience of mindfulness. I am the silent witness. I make no effort to think. The thoughts come automatically. I'm watching the thoughts flow through my mind. I am aloof from them. I am the silent witness of my mind's activities. So now we're going to harmonize our breathing, and starting on the third outward breath, we meditate by focusing on the sound of the Gauranga mantra. So let us inhale together, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, filtered. It's called filtered kirtan.
We're getting good at this, though.
Yeah. Indeed. So, tonight we actually had a question. So tonight's topic, and I quote, "What do you think of love? I'd like to hear your opinion." Is that correct? Is that a direct quote? Okay. So while I'm speaking, I'll take off this mask. Oh no. Oh no. I'll have to hang it off one ear afterwards. What do I think of love? I think that'd be an easy answer, wouldn't it? I'm not totally sure, what it is that you're kind of wanting to, there must be some context for asking that. Is there a context or an idea, something behind that?
A lot of people searching for love all their life.
Searching for love, yes. Okay. Including me. So before speaking, let me pay my respects and gratitude to my spiritual teacher, Jagat Guru, Siddha Srupananda Paramahamsa. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya Bhutale, Shrimati Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Iti Namine, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadha, Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's actually what this whole evening is about. It's about love. And all the songs that we're singing are love songs. That's actually what is happening tonight. This is a love feast. It's where we come to actually top up and experience love. So, and I happen to have some really nice things that when you asked that I thought I would read, and we may or may not explore it further from there. I mean, some of you who have been coming for a little while would have heard me read these before as well, but they never become stale, and they're so concise and perfect. What I'm going to read perfectly captures this idea of love and where it is to be found and how natural it is. In the yoga texts, the sacred text, it's described how we are the Atma, the eternal living being, who is only temporarily in this particular body we are walking around in. And that one of the natures of the self, Atma means the true self, the real self, the eternal spiritual being, who is part and parcel of the Supreme Soul. And part of the fabric of our existence, of our nature, is to love and to be loved. That is springing from the self, from the Atma, from the soul, so to speak. Actual love, is not connected to the body at all. The body does not love. We cannot love another body because bodies are temporary. They come into existence at a certain time. They grow and stay for a while, may have some offspring. The body deteriorates and then it's finished. We have to leave the body. So this desire for love is springing from the self, from the Atma, from the soul. And it's described that this desire to love and to receive love is inseparable from our very being, in the same way that you cannot separate the quality of wetness from water. It is inseparable. So this desire to love and be loved is inseparable from us, the living being. And it is actually a fact that throughout our whole existence, not just in this life, but in every single body that we have been in, every life we have been in, it is but a search for love. That is actually what each person is searching for. And when we don't experience that love, it's called loneliness. Loneliness. So I'll grab my computer, and there's some nice things to read there. Here we go. So the first thing I want to read is just an excerpt from a talk that my spiritual teacher gave. This is just a short excerpt from a talk about love. He says, let me get a little bit bigger and a little bit more light. There we go. The trouble for the soul begins when we look for love in all the wrong places. We are all looking for the perfect person to love, to take protection from, and to cure us of our loneliness. We may go from one person to the next looking for that perfect person, but they always fall short and we end up disappointed time after time. Why is that? We should not expect that they can truly and fully satisfy us. We are a spark of the supreme ocean of love and long for a degree of love that can only be found in the supreme, perfect person. No other individual can satisfy our complete need to love and to be loved. We are attracted to other living beings because they are a love particle, and we are attracted to love. But there is the limitation that they cannot satisfy. The Supreme Person is the reservoir of love, and therefore the reservoir of pleasure for the living being. When we speak about the relationship between the soul and the Supreme Soul, we are speaking of love with all of the characteristics that come with love. It is a love full of action and reciprocation. It is the world of spiritual love. So we are a spark of love, we're a particle of love, and we are a part of the all love, or the Supreme Soul. So actually, the love that we are looking for cannot be satisfied in other small sparks of love. We need an unlimited ocean of unconditional love. So many people, kind of experience the reality that no one else in this world is able to satisfy my need for love. So then they come up with various means to try to overcome this. One is to not love at all, to try to, because, what was that song? There was a Neil Young song. Only love can break your heart, right? Anyone know that song? Only love can break your heart. It's very painful when so-called love breaks. There's nothing more painful than broken heart. I've used this example many times before. In my earlier life, I did a little bit of boxing, and I've got broken fingers and a little bit of bend in my nose and a few things like that. A bit of a cut over the eye. Boxing is kind of painful. If you probably haven't done it, you can at least pick up on when you see it that it can be quite painful. But the pain, the physical pain that one may experience, is nothing compared to the pain of a broken heart. There is no comparison to any kind of physical pain to, losing someone who we love. Either they go and love someone else, or they leave their body and leave me behind, and that pain of separation. But there's also the pain of experiencing that this person, I want to love them, and we get together and we love each other, but then that love dissipates over time and we become disappointed with the other person, right? They don't live up to what I'm hoping for and what my heart actually needs. So, one way to get around that is to not give my heart to anyone, just to put a steel wall around it and not to let anyone into my heart, just to protect my heart, because my heart is the most soft thing and it's so painful when people step on it. So one approach, and different people take up various spiritual practices where they, basically don't want to let love into their heart because it is so painful when it, is damaged. And the other is there's many approaches people take, but then there's also the movement of self-love, where people say, no one else can satisfy you, therefore you have to love yourself, because in that way you will be satisfied. But this is also not a solution. The self-love movement is also not a solution, because we need an ocean of love. We need a perfect person to love. I don't know about you, but I'm not perfect. And if I'm going to be the person who's going to satisfy me, I'm in deep trouble, because I have as many imperfections as the other person who is not able to satisfy me. So this idea of self-love is coming from a good place, but it is actually not, it does not work, because I need someone to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Can't you find somebody to love? If you recognize the song. So here, we are actually given a solution to where I can find that perfect love. So let me read a little more. This is from a music album, again, that my spiritual teacher put out back in the 70s it was. It was called This World, A Different World. So on one side of the album, the songs were all about the nature of life in the material world. And the other side was all about the nature of life in the eternal spiritual realm. So two contrasts, this world and a different world. So this was actually part of the liner notes for that album. So let me read this. A flower is by nature soft, sweet, and fragrant, and so are we. We are tender, sensitive living beings, but due to being covered by layers of material elements, we appear hard even to ourselves. But in the depths of our hearts we are soft. We desire to love and to be loved. To love is the living entity's happiness. It is the very nature of the soul. The rock does not love. Matter is dead energy. A corpse fails to exhibit love because the loving, living being has left the body. I want to feel love for you. I don't want to see you or treat you as a thing or an object to exploit and use. I want to see and treat you as you are, a person, a living being, a spirit soul who happens to be in a particular type of body. These bodies, like clothes, have particular names and titles such as white, black, man, woman, Christian, Hindu, young, old, etc. But we are not these bodies or bodily designations. I don't want to see your clothes as being you, nor do I want to see my clothes as being me. I want to be friends with you. But real friendship is deeper than cocktail party friendship. It is soul to soul, person to person, living being to living being. Because we are all living beings, parts and parcels of the Supreme Being, we are all relatives in the truest sense of the word. God is our common father, mother, friend, and lover. Therefore, if I love the Supreme Spirit, then that love will expand to everyone. I will experience love for all of his parts and parcels. It is from this ocean of unlimited love that I desire to drink. I have tasted the sweet flavor of this nectarian ocean and crave to taste it again. I want to taste unlimited, eternal love. I am tired of living in a world of hard-heartedness, not just of others, but my own also. I am tired of living, yet being dead. I am tired of having conversations, but never communicating. I am tired of singing, but being without a song. I am tired of having friends, but never knowing them. I humbly ask to be forgiven by any of you who may consider me to be a fool or wishful thinker for wanting to go beyond the artificial, suffering world which we all know. And I invite anyone who shares this desire to taste with me the sweet flavour of transcendental sound and be transported to the eternal realm of love of God, Krishna, the real friend of each of us. There's many more nice things we could read in this connection and speak about, but here we are given the actual very clear means by which we can find love, perfect love. So as I said earlier, what we're doing here tonight is a love feast. So these songs, these melodies and the lyrics, so to speak, the transcendental sound, as Jagat Guru was saying there at the end, this transcendental sound, these names of the Supreme, transport us to that world of love. These names of the Supreme, these mantras, this transcendental sound, is in itself an ocean of spiritual love. So by the very easy process of hearing and then chanting these divine names of the Supreme, our heart will gradually be filled with the nectar of spiritual love. That pure spiritual love is already there, deep within my heart. It is not artificial. It's not an artificial thing which someone has to give me. It is my very nature is love. But it is now covered up by our journey through this world. We have become conditioned through so many lifetimes. We actually, to the point where we actually identify ourselves as being this hunk of meat, this carcass that we're walking around in. And we try to love other carcasses. Is that a little gross? But it's actually true. There's a description given in the yoga text of the nature of these bodies. They are bags of blood, bone, stool, urine, hair, and skin. How's that? Blood, bone, urine, stool, hair, skin, and you can throw pus in there as well. And you're going to find love in a bag of bones, blood, stool, urine, pus, hair, sinews. Seriously, have a think about it. That's what these bodies are made of. But because we are conditioned, we've come to identify this bag of bones as being me. I actually think it is me. And someone else has been their body, that bag of bones. I think it's them. And I'm trying to love them, But actually I'm just seeing their body. I'm not actually seeing them. As we read, I'm tired of having friends but never seeing them. Because I don't actually see beyond the superficial, beyond the body. So therefore, identifying myself with my body and others as being their body, and there is this innate desire to love and be loved, then it manifests itself on the external as being trying to love each other bodies. But a body cannot give me love. No body can give me love. Because it is inert, it is dead matter. It is only the spirit soul, life itself, in which there is love. So as Jagat Guru is saying, I want to see my real friends, I want to relate to them, soul to soul. So this is the process of spiritual cultivation. It's for myself to come to the platform of self-realization, understanding aham brahmasmi. I am not this carcass. It is not me. You are not that body. It's a little difficult because of our conditioning and the way society is set up. But if you do, in yoga, the yogis, there is a process called Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga means the yoga of wisdom, in which a person is coming to try to know the absolute truth. And they examine things very deeply. And they come to ask the question, is this me? Is this me? Am I the hand Is that me? No, it is my hand. It's not me, it's my hand. And they go through the whole body and ask the question, is it me? And we all come to the conclusion, no, it's mine. It is not me. So through this gradual process, they come to understand they are different from their body. So we can achieve that very easily just by hearing it. By hearing, Aham Brahmasmi, I am spirit soul. I am not the material body. So we can also examine the nature of this body and see, is it really a hunk of burning love? Is that what it was? Wasn't that what's his name? Elvis the Pelvis? You know, a hunk of burning love. And nah, Elvis, nah. If you look at it, you know, can we get a little graphic here, or is you guys freaking out a bit already? It's a real downer if you come to my talks, right? I just point out some things that we may not want to hear. This thing farts, it burps, it gets earwax, right? Pus and all kind of things. You've got to go, right? You know, before we come in tonight, you know, suck on some Tic Tacs and, you know, because all this crap is seeping out of it all over the place, right? Isn't it true? Everywhere, from every pore, there's shit seeping out of. That's why you got to shower 2 or 3 times a day, otherwise it just stinks. So we won't find love in a bag of shit. There's no love in a bag of shit. There's only love, heart to heart, you know, person to person. And ultimately, we want that spark of love, which is what we're attracted to, but because we identify each other with our bodies, we become attracted to their body because the spark of love is inside the body. Okay, have you ever seen a dead body? Even a very beautiful, handsome body, right? Unless you're very weird, you are not attracted. Like, let's say, you know, I always use the example because I'm old, of Marilyn Monroe. Most of you would have heard of Marilyn Monroe, but you can fill in the blank of someone else more modern. She was the pin-up girl of the, you know, 40s, 50s, 60s, and whenever she was around. And, you know, of course, many men just fantasized, if I can use that word, about her, spending some time with her, right? Understand what I'm saying? Because she was very attractive physically, you know, to people of that time. You know, fashion changes, but she was very beautiful and attractive. Unfortunately, for various reasons, it seems like she overdosed on sleeping tablets. She took her own life. So an hour or 2 before, some man may have been very attracted to, in quotes, her, right? Her breasts, her face, her hair, etc. 30 seconds after she has left that beautiful body, it is now something to be freaked out about. Whoa, you don't want to touch it, let alone have intimate relationships with Marilyn Monroe, right? So the body itself has no beauty. The body is not beautiful. We think, oh, he's very handsome or she's very beautiful. No. When the spirit soul leaves, you actually see the body for what it is. It is not attractive and it is not beautiful. It is a hunk of meat. So what and who we are attracted to is that spark of love who is temporarily within the body. Isn't that clear? Isn't that totally understandable? When the person leaves the body, what they leave behind is no longer, whoa, 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 she looks good, right? Well, he looks nice. No. We actually, if someone said, you can now spend the night with Marilyn Monroe's body, sleep in the same bed, you couldn't pay me, right? Whereas 2 hours before, the same guy wanted to spend the night in bed with this person. So try to understand. Don't just fob off what I'm saying. Try to actually consider what I'm saying, the truth of what I'm saying. Real love exists. That is why we long for it. Real love exists, and we can experience that real love. And this is actually what the journey of spiritual life is all about, is to come, as we're reading, the Supreme Spirit, the ocean of spiritual love. When we connect up with the reservoir or the source of love, unlimited love, ocean of love, then our hearts will be completely and fully satisfied. So how do we do that? How do we connect up to this reservoir or this ocean of perfect, unlimited spiritual love? The easiest way, the fastest way, the simplest, the nicest, the most effective is what we are doing tonight. Because these mantras are not material sounds which were made up in the material dimension. They actually spring from the eternal spiritual realm. These are names of the Supreme Spirit. As Jagat Guru was saying, we're a part of the Supreme Spirit. The Supreme Spirit is our Father, our Mother, our friend, and our lover. The perfect person who we are looking for through every single lifetime in our journey through this material world. And because there is no difference between Krishna, or the Supreme Spirit, and the names of the Supreme, then when we are in contact with, when we take in through our ears this transcendental sound, not only can we rest our mind in that mantra, that transcendental sound, that holy name, we can actually invite this name, the Supreme, deep within our heart, and we can embrace these transcendental sound, these holy names of the Supreme. And just as the Supreme Soul is the ocean of unlimited spiritual love, so in the holy name is also an ocean of unlimited spiritual love, because the Supreme Soul and the holy names of the Supreme are of the same absolute and complete spiritual nature. So this is the beauty of Kirtan, this is the beauty of mantra meditation. We are actually coming into contact with that reservoir, that source of unlimited love. And therefore, our heart will gradually, as our heart and mind are gradually purified through the purifying agency of transcendental sound, then you will, even if you taste a drop of that spiritual love, even just one small drop will be enough to overwhelm a person in love. So there is a perfect person. A perfect person has many different names. And Krishna, Govinda, Gopala, these are different names of that perfect spiritual personality whom we are actually longing for. And yoga is the means by which we reunite in that forgotten but eternal loving relationship. And it is reciprocal. Just as we said, the desire is to love and also to be loved unconditionally. And as I said, the reason why we are looking for that through so many lifetimes is because it is my actual nature. It is the nature of me, the living being. And it is when we are reunited in that relationship with the Supreme Spirit, then we can go through this world actually loving others, caring for others, actual love for others, because we don't need them. You know, like that song, don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? You know, they talk about needy relationships. That person's very needy. And we kind of freak out because they're very needy. But if we are full within ourselves of spiritual love, then we don't need someone else to satisfy me because I am already satisfied. Is that understandable? If you are full from having eaten a meal, you don't need to go out and look for food because you are satisfied, but because you are full. So similarly, when we are full with love due to our relationship with the Supreme, then we can truly be giving to others. You know, and we don't have to ask the question, what have you done for me lately? right? Because that's part of relationships, right? Because we need them to reciprocate. But when we are full and we are tapped into the reservoir of all love, then we never run out and we never become bereft of love by giving so much, because we are actually connected to the source of all love. And my love is never dissipated or runs out. So the easy way is what we're doing tonight. And if you regularly hear and meditate and embrace within your heart these beautiful transcendental names of the Supreme, you will begin more and more to experience spiritual satisfaction. Is that okay? So please consider what I've said. It's actually very important and it's very real. So as we're chanting, please embrace the name within your heart, and from that same place we sing the name. Thank you. Oh no, she found one without a broken thing. Yes, I've got the blues. Sorry, I'm full of bad dad jokes. Okay, what do we got now? Samsara Davana Nana Lila Loka. No? What are you doing?
Hare Krishna.
No, but it's a tune.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
not working. It's a baby guitar. No, another time. Grab that man. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Thank you very much. Very nice. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. That was a pretty nice night, I thought. It was a good night. It was a beautiful night. It was indeed. You know, if you want to have a great day, you can, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you can do is actually repeat those mantras that we just did then. First thing, bam, when you wake up, before you go anywhere else.
Before you check your phone.
Before you check your phone, absolutely. Unless you're not sure of the words and you have the words on your phone, other than that, you can just say them. And then last thing at night, before you go to bed, this will be a very auspicious and spiritually uplifting thing to do every morning and every evening. And then if you want to do it in the middle of the day as well, that's okay. 3 times a day is good, right? 3 is a lucky number. So actually, in the yogic tradition, one actually does that. First thing in the morning is meditation, in the middle of the day is meditation, and in the sunset is meditation. So if you simply repeat these beautiful mantras, those 3 mantras, first thing in the morning, middle of your day, last thing at night, you have a good result.
Coming up in 2 Sundays from now, we have a massive birthday party. Who knows whose birthday it is? Yeah, a couple people know. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna is actually the origin of all yogic wisdom, and he's the originator or the head of our yogic lineage as well. So all of the teachings are coming through our parampara, through our line of spiritual teachers, directly from Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who's also the speaker of the Bhagavad Gita, which is, of course, the greatest of all yogic texts. And on the Sunday following next Sunday, so 29th, we are celebrating his appearance in this world. Of course, we understand that the Supreme Person doesn't take birth or, die. It's considered like the sun. The sun is always existing, and sometimes seen on this side of the world and sometimes seen on the other side of the world, but is eternally existing. And the appearance of Krishna is like that. It's the appearance of the sun. So we are celebrating that glorious occasion on the 29th. And that'll be right here at the mantra room, same time, but it'll be a party, so wear your nicest outfit and come
your nicest
prepared
mask. Try and find a better mask than these. Something a bit more colourful.
Come prepared for a really, really beautiful evening in celebration of Krishna. So we'll be chanting, of course, that's the basis of all of our spiritual practices, and we will be we'll have a beautiful altar, like a shrine with a beautiful form of Krishna, and we will have pushpanjali, which is flower offerings. We'll have a bathing ceremony, which is very traditional in Vedic culture for honouring a person, and we will have an artik ceremony, which is another welcoming, beautiful welcoming ceremony. We'll have stories about Krishna and
slideshow, music, narration.
Yeah, so it'll be a really, really beautiful evening. And you're all invited. You're all invited to Krishna's birthday. So yeah, keep that one.
And there'll be
keep that one saved.
hopefully there'll be a special
There'll be a
feast.
fantastic feast. There's always a fantastic feast for Krishna's birthday. So yeah, keep that one in your calendar. It's a very special day.
And first in best dress, because we don't know what the numbers will be.
No, we're hoping everything will change on Sunday, next Sunday coming up. We're hoping masks will come off, but who knows? COVID willing. So please stay seated, and we'll bring you a meal. It's coming around right now. And masks can come off for eating, which is the good news. A little bit tricky without doing that. And have a wonderful week. And come back Wednesdays.
Yeah, we really want to see you all, every one of you, on Wednesday at 10:15 here. Every Wednesday at 10:15, we want to see all of you. Madhulira and I present a deep peace meditation for 45 minutes. Well worth coming for. And then afterwards we have about 6 hours of spiritual discussion out here in the lounge room. As long as Sonia comes. If Sonia is going to be there, then... no, seriously, we have a cup of tea. And if anyone actually wants to explore more, you know, like ask questions in that more personal one-on-one, so to speak, then after the deep peace meditation we have a sit down and a chat. So you're very welcome to come. 10:15, Wednesday. Huh? Oh, I was hearing voices.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
everyone. Haribol.